Hey, how you doing today? It's Albie. So I want to share with you today how to get your marketing started, how to the very first steps of actually beginning to find success working online. And there's 6 critical skills, and the first 3 of those skills are: number 1 is advertising, number 2 is catching your audience's attention very quickly, right? And if you do those 2 things correctly, you will build a list, okay? And so those are the 3 I want to talk about today. All right. Now, just let you know, if you can build the biggest list in the world, but if you don't learn how to communicate effectively to your list, might as well throw the list in the trash, okay? So we're not actually going to talk about critical skill number 4 today, which is communication, but we'll talk about that again soon. But I just want you to understand that number 1, 2, and 3 is where you get things started, right? The first thing is you have to advertise effectively to real people, okay? And there's so many different ways of advertising. It's really difficult for me to go into all of those different directions right now. But whatever way that you decide that you want to advertise, whether it's on doing emailing ads or online ads like solo ads or safeless ads or like Facebook, social media advertising, or YouTube, or whatever advertising style that you want to do, you have to be able to track your how many people you're reaching, okay? You have to have some idea how many people you're reaching, because you have to create a ratio, okay? That means like in the old network marketing days, okay? And network marketing still works, okay? But let's say you connect, you talk to 20 different friends and family, for instance, right? And I'm not telling you have to do friends and family. I'm just kind of giving you an example. Let's say you go out and connect 20 friends and family. You should be able to get 1 or 2 or 3 or more to actually, qualify them that they actually are interested in what you're talking about, right? So out of talking to 10, 20 different friends and family, probably 1 or 2 are interested in what you're doing, right? Now, don't want to do is you don't want to try to force everyone to like what you're doing, and you don't want to force anyone to like what you're doing anyway, right? Even if all 20 are not interested, then move on, right? But you will usually find a ratio somewhere in there. Now, when you're doing advertising on the internet, okay, you're not talking, so much 10s or 20. You're talking more like hundreds, or maybe, more like maybe 1,000 people that you connect with, okay? Hundreds or 1,000 or whatnot. So when you advertise online, okay, you're thinking in much bigger numbers, okay? But you will have to have a tracker to be able to see, okay, how many people am I reaching? How many people are actually looking at my link and have viewed it today, okay, or in a week, or whatever your gauge is? You need to be able to say, okay, look, in this week I've had 1,000 people, for instance, look at my link. They personally, got a hold of my website and have seen it, okay, in real life. These are not bots, okay? You need to make sure that they're not bots, okay? And there's ways of doing that, but I'll tell you about that another time, another video. But so number 1 is you have to get good advertising, and you have to keep track of your ratio of how many people you're reaching, okay? Now, the second skill is you have to learn how to catch people's attention very quickly, because these people, most people, are busy and they've got so much stuff going on in their life, and you have to be able to catch their attention very quickly so that they will give you their information, okay? So, for instance, what I'm talking about is like an ad, okay? They see your ad, but it can't be like a page long or something like that. I mean, it can be, but what you're really looking for is like a sentence, or a sentence, and maybe like a headline and a sub-headline. Like the sentence pops out at them, and they're like, oh, that's interesting. And then they read the sub-headline, they're like, oh yeah, that still sounds interesting. And then they read 3 bullet points, and they're like, oh yeah, this is definitely, I need this, okay? And then they put their name and their email, and they subscribe to your email list, okay? To your newsletter, or whatever it is that you're doing with your email marketing. And that's how you catch the person's information. Now, if you don't catch their attention very quickly, what you're going to do is you're going to lose that person, and that person will not join your list. Now, there's so many different ways of advertising, like I told you, that catching someone's attention varies in the method, by means of the method that you're using. Okay, so with email marketing, you're using or not email marketing, like let's say with solo ads and ads that you do online, you're using an actual ad that has something interesting, that has a headline, and it says something that they want, and when they see it, they're like, oh yeah, I do want that. And when they read the subheadline, it's like, yeah, that's for sure, I definitely need that. And then they read the 3 bullet points, and they're like, man, I gotta have it, right? So usually you need to give away something of real value, right? So that they will want to put their name and email, okay? And so that's really important. So if you can do that, if you can advertise to real people, keep track of how many people you're reaching, and you catch their attention very quickly, you can get their information, and that's called building a list, okay? And when I'm talking about building a list, I'm talking about building a list of people every single day, enough so that you eventually get hundreds, and then eventually thousands, and then tens of thousands and higher, right? You have to have a lot of people to work with if you're going to have successful ratio. So what does that mean, a successful ratio? So when like I was telling you, say you connect with 10 or 20 people, out of those 10 or 20 people, you get 1 or 2 that are interested to find out more about what you're doing. And usually out of those 10 or 20, 1 or 2 actually purchases, okay? So with every 100 or 1,000 people on your list, you're going to have a ratio of people that see what you're doing and are interested to know more, okay? Now this is really important right here, because you have to realize that these people who are seeing your stuff, they don't know you very well, okay? They're what you call cold traffic, okay? And there's 3 different kinds of traffic. There's cold, there's warm, and there's hot, okay? The cold don't know you, and they don't trust you. They're not sure if they trust you, and know or like you, and so they're very skeptical, okay? And so you have to have something real valuable, that almost for free, if not for free, or something like a very free trial or something like that, so they'll investigate it further and see if they do like you, know, like, and trust you, okay? So if you can do that, then you can turn that cold prospect into a warm prospect, because the more that they get to know you, the more they interact with you. And actually, if you get them on your email list and you send emails out to them, and then they respond back to you and get to know you a little bit, and you respond back to them, that's really building some connection and know, like, and trust, okay? And that's not the only way you can do it. You can do it through video in many different ways, but that's what I'm talking about. You have to build that know, like, and trust between you and your list, okay? And that's called communication. That's actually skill number 4, is building that communication, right? That's why it's so important to have a list, so you can communicate with that list in the first place, okay? And so you need to have good accounting of how many people you're reaching. So if you're doing it online, you need to have a tracker, some way to track all the people that are opening up your website and looking at it, okay? And 2, you need to have, if you're advertising online, you need to have a good capture page maker. That means that's a way for you to create something that allows you to catch people's attention. You have to make an ad that the words jump out at you, and it shares something of real value to that person, so that they say, oh my gosh, that's what I need. And so a lot of times you'll see ads, sometimes they get old, and when an ad gets old, people their eyes glaze over and they don't really care, okay? So you need to be able to constantly be improving your ads, or making them interesting and and connecting and catching their attention, so that you can get, interest them, catch their attention, interest them, and so that they say, hey, I'm going to put my name and number, my name and email on here, and that way you can connect with them, okay? And connecting with them every single day through an autoresponder is one way of doing that. You need to make sure that every day you are sending out those emails, those auto emails that personally connect with them and build connections and relationships, and builds that communication bridge between you and them, okay? And if you do that, you'll turn them from cold into warm, and then as they start buying and getting to know you, they'll turn into hot prospects. Those are people that not only that buy what you're selling, but not only that, but interact with you and get to know you and say, hey, you know what, he sells something really great and something of real value, and I trust him, and I really like him, so or him or her, and I'll purchase from them. Okay, so that's the essential part of critical skill number 1, 2, and 3. That's kind of the heartbeat of it. So I hope that really helps you. And please don't forget to get back with me and ask me some questions if you need any help. And I'm here for you, all right? All you have to do to connect more with me is go to my website, alby360.com. That's ALB as in boy, IE, and the number 360.com. alby360.com, and you'll find lots of information and help on there to connect with me. And just reach out and say hello, and I'll connect back. Also, you just want to let you know I'm an internet marketer. So if you connect with any of my programs and purchase anything, I earn from that because I'm an affiliate marketer. And also, I'm looking forward to helping you, showing you how to earn consistently online as well. And one last thing before I leave, I can't promise you, I can't guarantee earning income. Everything is, you have to work hard at it, and obviously I can't guarantee that you're going to succeed here, right? Because everyone's work ethic is different and so forth. So yeah, I just want to let you know, don't forget to connect with me so I can help you, teach you the skills that change my life, and look forward to helping you. This is Albie. Have a wonderful day. Hope this video was of value to you. Bye-bye.